Greetings, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Division D West matchup between PSISTORM and Team Rainbow Strike Go. And I have a co-caster along with me tonight, a new co-caster, so take it easy on him. Vivanche, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well, man. How are you, man?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Ready to see some exciting HOTS action. So just to give you a quick tale of the tape before the game here. PSISTORM is 4 points out of a playoff spot currently. They do have two matches in hand on the team above them, so that 4 points out is a little misleading, but they definitely need to get some wins to get into the playoffs. On the red side of the map, Team Rainbow Strike Go is 8 points in first place in sole possession of it, and they're just looking to hold serve. If they can win out the rest of the season, then they'll have the first seed. So with that in mind, we're just going to go ahead and get this started. Teams are ready to go. Bands. Psystorm won the coin flip. They chose to pick the first map, and they banned out Braxis and Towers of Doom. And Team Rainbow Strike Go has banned out Infernal Shrines and Cursed Hollow. And welcome to Sky Temple, everyone. Nice
So
corn, by
Sky
the way.
Temple, Sky Temple. There are a few things that you need to know when you're actually playing this map. So with this map, there is one ultimate goal: get an early lead and maintain that lead throughout the entire game. So being as passive as you can ever be while refraining from team fights if you can help it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because you can win this map without ever touching the core. So that's a really good point. Get up and stay up, and that's something down in Storm League and Silver people don't really understand as much. But that is the big brain way
So
to play this map.
it's a really good point here because they picked this map. They chose map pick for this. That means that they're going to be very, very confident in their abilities in order to maintain tempo control and map control as a whole.
Agreed.
And right away, you see that they banned Joanna, a really easy tank to pick up and play. And every tank main should have it under their belt. It's a safe ban, and it's very good for double rotations and macro. Same with Zool, where they have the double soaking and very good macro.
Yeah, Zula's been kind of a beast this season. I did some looking up at some stats I've been keeping earlier, and if we look at the bans just for Division D this season, Zula's been banned 208 times. He is the first, uh, the most banned hero, and then Johanna has 174 bans. So there's nothing unusual about this.
No,
Ta- and
they're
then,
both really, really strong and very good for macro, and I believe that's why they are strong too.
so what do you think about the Tassadar ban? I know you play up in B. Do you see a lot of Tassadar up there, or is he banned, or is he just a complete non-factor?
If you pick Tastar, what you just do is that you just have a dive comp on the enemy team, and you win every single trade. And because he has very limited mobility, so if you have any sort of dive, he's countered and basically rendered useless.
So we see Ming off the board too. So we've taken some of the burst mages off, and
Ming is
Greymane.
a Ming is a very, very strong pick on Sky Temple, as it's not very many objective things to block your shots, so it's a very good ban there. Right away, we see ETC and Stukov, really, really strong picks. The tank, since they banned Joanna, ETC is free to pick up that tank priority, which allows for very, very strong showing on Psystorm.
So if we look at the heroes that have been picked as opposed to banned, Greymane is fourth or fifth on the list with 128 picks. Raynor leads the league with 170, and ETC is also up there with 138. So these guys have definitely been involved with some games. So Lucio and Chen, I'm assuming this isn't a
So
main
for
tank Chen. This is going to be some kind of a displacement, harassment, offlaner kind of a thing.
So the reason that you pick Chen in most situations is for enemy teams that have very low mobility. Right away, you can see that Stukov has very low mobility, but you have 3 picks that haven't been shown, and you already picked Soul Lane. So you are in kind of a tough situation. If the enemy team knows how to counter Chen, they're going to do it, and they're probably going to win every single trade in the solo lane.
So what are the big counters to Chen? What would you be looking for them to pick up to neutralize the big panda?
A good one is just high mobility. A good, because with this, Chen really likes to bully the low mobility champion. So if you had a hero that can just outmaneuver him, then you're going to win a good amount of trades. A good one also is to stun him before he can pop his 3-man ultimate. So a quick stun would be good.
We see Kael'thas banned here also. It's kind of surprising it took until the third ban. He's usually a little bit more of a priority, but so Jaina and Raynor. That's a nice 1-2 punch for the DPS there. So when you see that combo, do you assume that Raynor's just going to go ace in the hole right off the bat? And I think it's a foregone conclusion. Maybe not, but I would if I'm Raynor.
On this map, I usually go Exterminator, but with Jaina, she has a lot of wave clear with her entire kit. But if you do that, you have to really sacrifice either wave clear or camp clear. Raynor, I would usually stick him with camp clear and put Jaina on wave clear within the 4-man rotation. So I would take up Exterminator for Raynor. But with Ace in the hole, the 10% extra damage permanently, because they're going to be slowed by both Stukov and Jaina and stunned by ETC, it could be a very viable option too.
Makes sense. And Leoric will be manning the solo lane for PSISTORM this game. See if anyone's going to swap.
It'll be an interesting matchup between Chen and Leoric. I don't play much solo lane, but it seems like it's going to be very interesting. Right away, they picked up Falstead on Rainbow's side too. That is going to be a really strong pick on Sky Temple, because with fast rotations comes more map control, which allows them to put more pressure on both lanes and temples. You never know if it's going to be a 4v3 or a 4v4, or you always have to account for Falstead being there too, which puts a lot of pressure on team fights.
Yeah, you mentioned having to account for Falstad because he's got the global baked in. I wonder if we'll see a stage dive out of ETC. I really like the global here, but then you do also have Jaina on that team, which makes you think, are we going to go with the Wombo? So I'll be interested to see what happens at level 10.
Let's introduce the teams. On Rainbow, we have Chen with Kingleberry. With Lucio, we have Panda Supreme. With Greymane, we have Robert, Mal'Ganis, Silver, Falstad, Super Sticks.
All right, let's go over and introduce the other team. We see Leoric. He's not even going to be at the opening ceremonies. He's going to go ahead and start off in the solo lane, and that is Smoke. We have Xeno Ender on the Raynor, Valera on Jaina, Palabrus on ETC, and Ron on Stukov. And both teams have decided they want Vision, so let's go get after it, shall we? Chen drinking, getting that stagger shield built up. And we don't have a big fracas. It's just going to go over to Team Rainbow Strike Go. Although I'm sure it'll change hands.
Right away, the team on Rainbow has a 5 now. So right now, ETC is in a very, very rough position. But I see that they're clearing the way very quickly, rotating down. And it looks like Falstad is going to be the solo laner instead of Chen. They knew how to counter Leoric is just to put a squishy ranged assassin out there and just basically bully him into submission.
Yeah, so Falstad will just be poking away at him. Leo trying to get that spooky hand on him to keep him under control.
And with camp coming up, we can see that Greymane and Raynor are taking it, along with Jaina as well. They want that fast wave camp clear right there.
Yep. And we do see Raynor did go ace in the hole. He decided he wants to take advantage of those slows. Jaina will be collecting globes. It doesn't look like we have any other stacking talents here, so Jaina's the only one to really keep an eye on. ETC looking at that camp, but it's taken. He decides better. Probably a smart play on his point to power slide on back to safety there.
And if we look up top, it looks like Falstad might be just freezing the lane, removing a lot of pressure from Leoric. Leoric has better wave clear, but Falstad is countering that by making sure that he can't push up on the wave. That is a very good strategy right there and used very often. So I'm pretty impressed that they're doing that too.
So we've got this interesting Mal'Ganis Raynor matchup here, although the rest of PSISTORM is here. So it's no longer 1-on-1, so they're going to take the other camp. They're not wasting any time. I might expect them to wait to cap this. We'll see if they go ahead and cap it now or if they wait until the objective comes up. But both teams on the camp at the same time. We'll see how they choose to play it. We've got Lucio and ETC just kind of hanging out, soaking the bottom lane. No real action going there. And both teams go ahead and decide they want to cap it, with the objective starting in 20 seconds.
Alright. And looking at talents, it looks like Lucio is going for a very aggressive play here, where he's going to be trying to go in and bully out the enemy team.
So we've got a 3v1 here in the top lane. Both camps, it's about to be a 4v1. Chen doing his best to clear that camp, but he's got friends. Screaming and Lucio are coming up to even up that fight. Raynor stepped back to step on the point. Chen's taking some damage, but in no real trouble. He's got the stagger available. So we've got the solo lane. We've switched that so Falstad and Leo are now in the bottom lane. The middle temple is controlled by Rainbow Strike Go, and the top is controlled by PSISTORM. We have a little scrum there in that lane, but they're kind of just falling back on the towers at this point. Get that objective.
And they just got top temple. They got... Oh, Rainbow got mid temple, as well as more soak, so that they got more of a macro advantage because they split up their team while they were taking temple. They were preoccupying up top with Chen, and they were soaking mid and bot with Falstad and Mal'Ganis. Now, that is usually how you want to do it on this map, as you want to get as much value as you can while the objectives are up or while the objectives are down.
So Jaina going with her Q talent, so she's got the pierce and then the reduced cooldown. She's also she'll have that 10% damage from frostbite here and 7 more globes. Camps are back up. Camps are being taken. Teams are really staying on top of that. Nice macro there.
Do you think Jaina is going to go Water Elemental or Ring of Frost here?
For me, it probably depends what ETC goes. If he goes stage dive, I would probably just go ahead and go Water Elemental. If he does go Mosh, I would go Ring of Frost to...
And that was a good wombo combo with the Stupov and ETC, allowing for Jaina to get an easy pick.
Jaina says, I don't need my ult, son. I can do it at level 7. I don't need that 10. And she proves it. Let's take a look at hero damage there. Not a whole lot yet. She's leading it. Actually, Falstad, you can see he's that poke on Leoric. He's racking up the stats. Not really meaningful stats, but it's going to look good on the scoreboard.
Does, and he's doing his exact job that he needs to do, and if he pushed a little bit further, he might have been able to get the kill on Leoric.
Yeah, Leoric's been kind of low.
But he's backing up to be safe and grab soak because he didn't see the team.
So Rainbow Strike Go coming down. They do have 10. PSISTORM has got a little bit of soak left to get. They've got a wave here. I think they'll have it in fairly short order. Rainbow Strike Go going ahead and grabbing the point while he had that advantage. Having a little bush party there. I don't know if anyone's going to show up. Oh, the Gust
and
forces the issue.
comes in with the Gust, using that ult advantage.
There's Chen knocking people all over the place. Well, we answered your question. We got the ring, and it looks like it's going to find Lucio.
And that looks like a wombo combo of 3 ults with the Entomb to follow up. Have Frost as well as see Mosh, which allows them to win this objective right here.
Yeah, they kind of flipped the script. They were down a little bit of XP coming into this fight, but 2v1 will help you take that objective. And they are still down just a tiny bit of soak, but that's probably a wave's worth, so they can make that up here very quickly. And they're going to get that structure advantage with the bottom temple, assuming they're able to hold on for the last shots. And looks like Rainbow Strike Go is conceding this. They're going to go find value elsewhere on the map.
And
Falstad's a little cheeky up top there.
Falstad is taking that sneaky bribe because he knows that the enemy team is down bots. They have to sacrifice the certain get full value. And that was a really good play because he had the bribe stack to do it.
Now Gannis is in trouble, and the Blizzard, I think he might have gotten out of it had it not been for the silence. So Jaina gets the kill, but Stukov gets a big fat assist on that one. And that fort is probably not long for the world. Then Jaina finishes her quest, so she now has an extra 10% damage on Frostbite, so she's going to be even more awesome for a little bit here.
Sadly, the top root left bruiser, not that much value for them because the Orc had reaction speed to deal with it. And instead, we have PSISTORM taking bot fort, which is huge to get that early structure advantage, especially an entire fort. That's a temple right there they just saved.
Even though Falstad doesn't get a lot of value from the camp, I like the fact that he took it off the board. So it's not value that they got, but it's something they don't have to worry about fighting against. So that's a little bit of value in and of itself, just getting it off the board. Oh, ETC is in a little bit of trouble. He power slides. Is he gonna be able to get back to safety? He's down at about 100 health, and now he's at 0 health. Jaina with the big ring, but not able to take anyone down.
And it looks like the Stukov is getting those heals out, being able to save his teammates as much as he can, except for the poor ETC.
Yeah, you mentioned Lucio being a little bit aggressive. That was a nice aggressive play to chase down a Rainier. Didn't get the kill, but he definitely wasn't backing down. He wanted it badly. So 13 is here for Rainbow Strike Go. Not quite here for PSISTORM, although will be here shortly.
And that is where Stukov gets his biggest power spike if he goes the route. We'll see if he does or not. And there it is. A 2-second route within silence is extremely potent. Extremely. And if he can land those consistently, it could be game-changing.
Oh, poor Rainer. Stop chasing him, guys. That was just mean, Chin.
And since they're grabbing top temple and they can see that Jaina and ETC are up there along with Stukov as what they can assume, is that they're going to be taking boss out as a trade. Along with bottom temple, so that they got a bit of value here. Where I think Rainbow won that trade. They got a temple and a boss. Now it looks like they got 2 forts.
Yeah, for sure. Structure-wise, Rainbow's just a little bit behind. We've got this top fort on the left. It's got complete health, and the one on the right is about 30 or 40%. But they have that boss, so they've elected not to push with the boss. They're going to force PSISTORM to deal with it. In the meantime, that fort that looked all nice and pristine up here, it's not going to be for that long. I hope they have insurance on this fort because it's about to be burned to the ground.
I think that this was an excellent play by them.
Yeah,
this is exactly what they should do with this advantage. Take out the one fort that's remaining in order to get that advantage in their favor. So now they are ahead in the game, except looks like this team fight is not going too well for them. And you can see that the Stukov root lands on the Lucio. But it's not enough to secure a kill because he dropped that beat.
And the gust came out. He had to burn it, so it's not available for 60 seconds. But it ensured that all of his teammates are going to be alive for the next little bit. So I think that was a good use of that ult. I don't know if it was necessary, but it was. I would have popped it too. I was a little frightened.
If they check the ult cooldowns too, all of Rainbow's ults are on cooldown, but only 2 are on for PSISTORM. So if they pushed out this advantage, I believe that they could win a team fight.
Yep. They will be 16 v 15 here for a little bit. They've got a big fat wave down here, bot. That's going to be a big chunk of it. So I think they'll be 16 before the objective starts for sure. So that's not going to factor in. I don't think that Rainbow Strike Go really had a position there that could force that fight. You know, you might want to take that 16-15, but if you travel all the way to the other side of the map and then they get 16, you haven't really got anything out of it. Instead, they said, okay, we'll just take this camp and we'll get that in the top lane next to the objective. So they'll have that advantage for the fight.
There was another problem with them trying to fight there. They had no ultimates, whereas the other team did.
Yeah. Falstad is just going to hang out in the bottom, and as long as he's not held in check, I think he can do whatever he wants. And he's got a camp with him and a catapult too.
PSISTORM knows that they are down, so they're pushing a fight. Get a 3-man entomb with a mosh pit and a ring of frost, taking down 3 of them. Falstad is going to try to take some value. Bottom, keep, while PSISTORM takes mid temple, and it looks like they're going to go for top temple as well. So I believe that was the fight that they needed to get back into the game.
And just as important, they have both temples to themselves. They may not get last shots on both of them, although they're going to get the last shot on the mid one right now. They can probably rotate up, and I think they'll have no problem getting the last shot on the top one after that. So that's going to, I don't know if it's going to take a keep out, but it should at least put a hurt on one of the keeps. We do have this bottom keep for PSISTORM is almost gone.
They did get most of the temples, but they are still behind, which is sad. And it looks like Chen is going to take out that tower with a risky maneuver, but it looks like it's going to pan out because he knows where all of the...
Yeah, I don't know if he would have gotten away with that a couple weeks ago, but they've toned down the aggression of the force on the heroes just a little bit. And he's Chen, he can stagger out of it anyway, so I don't think he was going to be in danger one way or the other. And mission accomplished. Everyone's going to Hearthback, take a little break.
And a Stukov root lands, but there was no follow-up, so he just stayed
Oh, do we have
alive.
a Gust
looks like a
coming up?
frosted gust is coming in. And... what's the time? An excellent Ring of Frost, but it's not enough to save Stuky Boy.
So we have 5v2. So if you're Rainbow Strike Go, what do you do with this 5v2? Where do you push? Boss is up in 30 seconds. Maybe you position for the boss? I don't know.
A lot of this, boss is going to be up in that time. What I would be doing is I would be looking to invade their siege camp. That's exactly what you want to be doing. But it looks like they got out of it. But Yorick might get caught out here.
He was able to Wraith Walk and get out of there.
Yes. With this, I would just push out my lanes and then get bossed. Right.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that PSISTORM can do about this boss. They're just going to have to play catch, do a little defense back at the base.
Exactly. They're going to try it though. But it looks like it's going to be against them.
This Chen's done a really good job of just being a disruptor. He pushed Raynor halfway across the map for a kill earlier.
They have very low mobility, which is what I said is Chen's favorite playground. With Jaina and Raynor, they have nothing in the back that can deal with Chen.
So 20 is here for Rainbow Strike Go. It's not here for PSISTORM yet. So they definitely won't be able to take a fight, so I don't think they'll be able to contest this objective at the bottom. Maybe they'll be 20 by the time they get there, but I'm not so sure about that. There's really not. There's a little wave to soak here, but I don't know if that's enough to get them 20. We'll see. I don't know if they're going to make it in time, to be honest. I think they might be too late. They might decide to eat this also.
Indeed. Well, I think that Rainbow is basically in a very, very good position. As you can see that they're 2 keeps down on the team of PSISTORM. Of course, both of them are level 20. Anything could change at this point. One team fight could be a rush to the core, but if Rainbow keeps their lead and plays very passively, they might just secure this map.
I think if you're listening to Rainbow Strike's comms right now, you might hear people saying don't fight," because they really have nothing to gain. A fight could go badly, and it could tip things in Psystorm's favor. But if they just hold serve here and don't give up an objective, I think they have a shot at winning. On the flip side, if you're Psystorm, I think you've got to be looking to make something happen. I don't know where that happens or exactly how it happens, but at some point, maybe not now, but very, very soon, you're gonna have to do something. You've got to make
What
a
I
play.
would be doing if I were PSISTORM is that I'd be looking for an engage on their siege camp. I want to be able to push a fight because that is the only way that they're going to be making it back in this game.
And they are positioning down here around the siege camp, so
They are. What I would be doing is I'd be positioning right in their bush, and I'd be waiting for them to come. But it looks like Rainbow is playing very safely. They're just chilling out by the temples, and it looks like actually they're looking for an aggressive engage. But they back out and grab their.
yeah. Chen looked like he was going to jump in and start getting nasty, but he decided, I don't really need to. Let's just we'll get a camp and we'll kill their camp and we'll take a temple, and I think that's really all they need to do. I don't think that next temple is enough to win, but it's enough to put a hurt on that keep. So a trade here is definitely in their advantage.
But if PSISTORM would have picked that fight at the siege, I think that that was the best decision for them to get back to the game, or even lose the game. It would have been the game deciding factor at that point.
Yep. Yeah, one fight this late can definitely flip the game. And Psystorm,
And it looks like they're doing exactly that. They're looking for that fight because they know that they can't trade anymore. And it looks like Chen is disrupting the backlane so that the frontliners can't really CC in order to get value. But then Chen goes down, drop the beat, and with the silence of 2 on Falstead, this might...
oh, nice mosh, nice mosh.
There is Frost out.
And that is
Just
a
engage.
3-0. Do you just core at this point, or do you hang back and
I would
take
core
the
at this
temple?
point.
Yeah, I think
This
I
is
think I would too.
definitely core. With 3 people down at a 60-second death timer, and you have all 5 up at full health, this is definitely the biggest core push of their life. I do not know why Leoric backed, but it looks like this might be game. Right.
Yeah, my guess is Leoric saw that big wave and wanted to make sure they didn't lose a core race. I think they're going to get away with it regardless. Core's down at 88%. Those swirling winds are definitely making it more difficult. Chen will be up in 5 seconds. Maybe he can push him into some cyclones and cause some damage here, but Core's down
It
to 50%.
looks like they're up. They might not be able to clear it, but it looks like if they keep on basic attacking with those big Stukov slaps, they got it. And that goes first game size.
Stukov with that big old crazy hand, just slapping people out of the way. Alright, well let's head back over to the between game screen and do the one cool thing I get to do as a caster, and that is give someone a point and mark the map as complete. So that goes over to Psystorm. So it looked like Team Rainbow Strike was in the driver's seat a little bit, but like we said, that one fight at 20, you lose a fight like that, and that can be the game right there, and that's exactly what they did. They won the fight, got up to 5-2, and just went to the core and took it home. So, well played.
They did exactly what they needed to do, was push on their temple that they were capping and get a sick team fight.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stats here, and if you sort it by damage, you do have Jaina and Raynor at the top, and that I think that might have been the difference. Definitely Ring of Frost. If I've got to give an MVP to someone in this game, it's probably going to be Jaina. Especially that last Ring of Frost alone was probably enough for an MVP vote. But she had a couple of other really nice ones too. And Raynor getting it done with that ace in the hole. So I'm interested. We'll see in the draft in the next game whether they are allowed to play together or whether Jaina or Raynor either gets banned or taken by the other team. Personally, if I'm Rainbow Strike Go, I might try and break up that combo. Or
I don't know. I actually kind of disagree with Jaina's statement. Jaina was following up on a lot of CC, and of course she did her job very well. But a lot of it came down to their CC that they were able to pack on with Leoric and Stukov and ETC, which allowed Jaina in order to flourish like she did.
That's a really good point. Sometimes the hero that looks like they're really, you know, doing the most work is just the hero that's capitalizing on it. So I think you might be right. I think you might have changed my mind. All
A
right, so
lot
let
of
so let's head.
of course, they did a really nice job. I think that all of their team did what they needed to do at that time. I think both teams played very well. And it's going to be a very fun game too to watch.
For sure, for sure. So, chat, what did you guys think? If you got to declare an MVP, who is it? Thanks everyone for stopping by. So it looks like Rainbow Strike Go's decided they want to take first pick. So we'll see where. Pardon me. Yeah, Rainbow Strike Go is taking first pick. So we'll see where PSISTORM wants to go. And I haven't looked at the records for these guys too much to see where they want to go, but that answer came back pretty quickly. So we are going to go to Alterac Pass.
Alterac Pass. Now this map is very, very interesting. I think that anything could change on this map, and you need to have at least 2 keeps down before you push the core meaningfully.
So we'll get the teams in here, get them assembled. Yeah, that is the one big difference on this map, that you can't um, you can't do some damage and then walk away because the damage goes away. So sometimes you just gotta say, okay, we're not gonna take the core down. Let's just go do something else on the map.
And that's usually the case with a lot of maps, but this one you really have to think, am I going to be able to get this core push done well enough to win the game?
All right, so teams are assembling. Get everyone on the right side here. Were you surprised by the choice to go Mosh instead of Stage Dive on that map? I think it definitely worked
No,
out for him.
I think Mosh was the correct decision, as they had so much CC that they wanted to just pile it on even more in order to make the enemy lives miserable.
Let's see. I should probably make this a draft game, shouldn't I? Just like I was smart.
Also, Ron needs to be on the other team.
We're getting there, everyone. Give us just a moment here. We're still missing our 10th. Oh yeah, we do have everyone on the wrong team here, don't we?
Sent everyone to the wrong side, but
I
that's fine.
did. After I asked them, hey, make sure you're on the right side. That's why we're amateur casters, everyone. So if you have any complaints, feel free to file them. And actually, speaking of complaints or suggestions or praise or anything like that, we do have a new caster survey we're trying out this year to get feedback. So I'll drop a link right there. If you want to make sure that everyone knows that I'm an idiot, then feel free to fill it out on the form and they will get that feedback and it will be handled appropriately.
Wait, can I say it here then?
Yes, 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 you can say that. And you would not be wrong. No one is going to disagree with you.
I just want to make sure that I could just burst out,
Yes.
possibly in song, and it looks like Ron needs to be switched with Silver here, and then we're to go.
Yep, and I need to set the captains correctly. Um,
We are waiting for confirmation on the teams to start. So how do you feel about the Alterac Pass pick?
It's to me, I'd probably go back and look at the record and see what the record is. I'm a big believer in if you've been good on a map before, you'll be good on it again. So maybe you look at the heroes that they're going to play and say, oh well, they play this here and it's good on that map. To me, it's all about past performance, which makes it incredibly hard the first couple weeks of the season where you don't have as much of a history. But at this point, you kind of know what you're good at. So that's what it comes down to for me. And unfortunately, I don't have that information here at hand.
So Alterac Pass, then, you need to make sure that you are able to get your siege camp every time it's off cooldown instantly, and be able to either defend really well to win a team fight, or push really well to get a team fight.
Okay, one of the teams is ready. See if the other one is ready. All right, so with no further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into this game.
Wonderful.
All right. So here we go, game 2. PSISTORM trying to take the domination home. Rainbow Strike Go trying to get off the mat and force a game 3. Keep me up past my bedtime. And I apologize to Silver, you can't see the bottom half of his hexagon on the map. That's completely my fault. I'll have that fixed for the next cast. Once again, hit up that caster review for him, everyone.
He's getting bullied.
He is.
Oh no.
We see ETC gone. They didn't like the mosh pit, so they're getting rid of it. ETC and Johanna, do they get banned out a lot up in Division B where you play?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
all the time.
So
they are.
Is it rare that they actually get into a game then at that level?
Yeah, they actually do come in quite a bit, but usually you get one of them or the other, but usually Joanna or ETC's banned and every, because they are one of the two strongest tanks in the game.
And we see Jaina is gone, so they didn't like any bit of that Mosh Ring of Frost Wombo. They're just taking it all off the board.
Indeed.
Can't say I blame them at all. And
it looks like the Stukov ban is coming out on their side.
Johanna does sneak into this game.
Out.
It's never
it's
a bad
either
first pick.
if they're not banned, you're going to. It just happened.
Yeah, I love playing Johanna when you have a team that knows how to follow up, and these guys are coordinated, and I'm sure they played with that Johanna before. Zul sneaks through, and we see Zul in the game. He's not quite as much of a badass as he was.
Kane.
Go ahead.
Along with Deckard Cain, ever since the Ruby buff, everybody's like, oh my gosh, please nerf. And they're probably going to show it out.
So we get Rhaegar, who I believe is one of the top healers right now, if you just go look at stats. I don't know what it is in NGS, but Storm League, I believe he's the top right now. I haven't looked.
A lot of people are with Bloodlust these days. And, well, the theory behind this is not so much about the attack speed and movement speed. It's more of a morale boost of, let's go in and take a team fight. And usually they're like, oh, we're going to win. And the enemy team's like, oh, crap, it's Bloodlust. We're screwed.
Yeah, that's one of the points. I was watching a video on Kyle Ferguson's channel. He talks about call to action. And a good heroic should be a call to action. Bloodlust is definitely a call to action. Others are like Hyperion. Everybody sees the circle on the ground, so they know, oh, now it's time to press the R button. And we see Kel'Thas is taken in this game. So he makes it through the bans, and they decide, for our third pick, we could do worse than Kel'Thas. So he'll get to play in that weird green skin.
We'll see if they have... Oh, no. It looks like Tassadar is going to be able to do a lot of work on the enemy team, because they have no die for him. So if Tassadar positions right, they're going to be able to do a lot of mischief, along with Arel just bullying the backline, allowing for Tassadar to get a lot of damage off.
And Alarak pulling Kel'Thas and Raynor towards them whenever he can and putting lightning right in their faces where they don't want it to be. This could be
Alarak
this
is
could
an
be kind of gross.
interesting pick. I like it, but they have so much spell damage, I don't know what to do with it.
Who do we tank this? So we go with Blaze.
A main tank Blaze, you don't really see that often.
Let's see if we have any swaps. Looks like everyone is happy with their role. So,
Which team do you think has the better draft?
I think I like the front line better for Rainbow Strike Go, and you've got that Johanna and Rhaegar. But Raynor was pretty good last game. If Raynor and Kael'thas can kind of get a little thing going and get enough damage out, maybe they can overcome that. I don't know that Yrel absorbing things up front, smacking people around. It could be ugly. So I guess I got to go with Rainbow Strike Go, but I'm anxious to get in here and see how it actually falls out.
I think it's Rainbow's power here too. If the team on the left, PSISTORM, wants to go with double soaking Zool, they might be able to do a good amount of pressure on one lane that the Rainbow cannot catch up with.
Alright, so I'll introduce PSISTORM first. For the blue team, we have Smoke on the Zool, Ron on the Deckard, Valera on that KT, Xeno Ender on the Raynor, and on the Blaze we have Peliberus. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And you want to do us the honors for the red team?
On Rainbow, we have Kingleberry on Rel, Robear on Tassadar, Super Sticks on Alarak, Panda Supreme on Rhaegar, Silver.
And looks like Zool is heading up to his lane, and Yrel's going to kind of hang out and see what's going on. Maybe take an eye, look at the opening ceremonies, but I think she's probably going to be heading top here shortly because that Zool's got to be dealt with. You can't let him just roam free up there.
And right away, you can see that Deckard pick up Sapphire, which will allow for really easy engages. Or disengages, for that matter.
So Raynor doesn't have his buddy Jaina, but he'll still get some advantage from the slows from Deckard, I think. And Kael'thas we see with Mana Addict, he and Blaze will both be collecting globes.
Also, with Kael'thas, his main strength is his stun. That's where he really comes into being very powerful, especially in competitive.
Yeah, when I have a good game on Kael'thas, I always say the most important key on my keyboard is the E. It's not the W, it's not the Q, it's the E. If I'm hitting my stuns, it's a good day. If I'm not hitting my stuns, whew, it's not a good day. So, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one.
It's his most powerful feature, and that's why you pick him. He has a very, very strong both poke game with his living bomb and very, very strong stun. So either engages or follow-ups. I usually use it follow-ups.
So Rainbow Strike gets their camp a couple seconds earlier than PSISTORM, but they'll both be out there in the mid. So let's check out the lanes here. We've got Kael'thas and Johanna. That's a little weird matchup. Rainer's going to come down there, but Johanna's probably not going to be impressed by them. And what's going on in the top lane?
Right away, you can see that Zool is mostly just playing very passively because he cannot win a trade against Rel. She has Dauntless, which allows her to bully Zool mission. But with the 4-man on PSISTORM, it looks like they're doing a really, really nice job with the 4-man rotate. They're not missing that much experience, but if you look, you can see that Yrel is outsoaking Zool a bit. But that might just be because he's freezing a little bit. Right away, you can see up top that Alarak is looking for a pick and sitting very patiently within the bush.
Well, Zool is getting a little low, but yeah, he's not going to come across that center line, so I don't think Alarak's gonna find anything here.
And Zool is playing very, very well with that. He knows Alarak is missing, and so they send Deckard up to deal with that.
Alright, so the first objective is up. Teams are almost exactly identical. XP wise. So it looks like PSISTORM is going to make the first move here, and Deckard is going to get the channel going. I doubt they'll get all 30 seconds, but they'll at least get some time off the clock here.
And right away, you see that Joanna's bot catching out that soak, trying to get an advantage there. They're trying to get 7 before they push on this. But it looks like they're not going to be able to get that, so that they channel it, get it back, just try to push a fight. But we get the Alarak miss, a huge root on Deckard, which allows for some very hasty damage.
And we had Urel smacking Blaze back, but then Kael'thas was able to get her up in the air dancing a little bit, so she wasn't able to really follow up on that like I think she probably wanted to. Blaze gets nice stun on Tassadar. He's got to leave. He's going to live, but wow, that's a lot of dots on him.
They didn't have enough follow-up. If their team was there, that would have been an excellent pick and would have won this objective, no problems. Right away, you see Rel going in, a good to Kael'thas stun and root from Deckard, allowing for safe.
So it looks like Rainbow Strike Go is probably going to be able to start the channel. They've got less than 10 seconds left on the other one, but they're going to start ticking down here. Silver is able to get it, and it starts. Let's look at the quest here.
It looks like they're back to full, though, allowing for them to get a good engage. Inspire is procced, but a blind allows for disengage.
Kael'thas has 15 globes already. He gets another 5. He's going to have that shield. He'll be a little less scared of Urel at that point, I think.
But right away, you can see that this is just more of a game of, I'm going to dip my toes in first. No, I'm going to back out. I'm going to dip my toes into the pool. No, I'm going to back out. And that's kind of what Alterac Pass kind of about. Until you get that sweet fight.
Oh, Johanna's cut off a little bit. She's got the unstoppable. She does have a lot of blue around her. I think she's going to get out. And instead, it's Kael'thas that's going to go down. That force wall really getting some work done. Urel jumping around. Is she going to knock? She does knock Rainer back. I don't know if it's going to lead to his demise. And then, was that an Alarak pull that I saw to pull him back?
It was.
Wow. Nice coordinated combo. You think they might have done that before? Once or twice?
I think so, too. I think that they did, but I think that's a lot of mechanical strength.
Alright, so the channel starts. We've got 20 seconds. They do have four members up. See if they can come and get this channel.
And right away you get a pull onto Kael'thas, allowing for some poke damage, but the Ruby is going to allow him to go straight to full.
Kael'thas trying to get that channel. I think he's going to get it. Wow, 2.7 seconds left.
Very short respawn timers, but what Rainbow is getting instead of the objective is a lot of soak. Macro. As you can see that they have mid wall down, which means if they get this objective, good fort.
Urel jumping in, knocking everybody back, and Alarak following up on it. No one goes down, but some low health bars there.
Is a very good Alarak pull, and it looks like Rainbow is in a good position for this team fight, as Arel is bullying the back line as she's doing.
I thought she was going to be able to take Zol down, but she had to back away a little bit there.
She's doing a really nice job. Alarak is backing, trying to get to full to get back into the team fight. I think Deckard's out of combat healing is going to be too much for the sustained fighting. And it looks like Hand of Freedom saves Urel. Kael'thas stun.
So 10 will be here for Rainbow Strike just before it's here for PSISTORM. I wonder if they slow played this a little bit, and then as soon as they hit 10, everybody hits a heroic and tries to win a big fight here. And it's a really small window, though.
It looks like that they're just playing to 10, and then they're going to engage right away. As you can see right here, they have the 10 advantage, but PSISTORM doesn't, which will allow for some complications in getting this objective.
So Silver's
Looks like
gonna
Alarak
get
is coming in for the pull, and Bloodlust comes out for the movement speed and the morale boost that they needed in order to take out Raynor. This objective, Rainbow Strike Team.
And that's going to take us down to 30, and then Blaze gets caught behind the force wall. He does. Oh, he stepped on a
That was
potion
an
and into the bunker. Is he going to live?
Amazing pull from Johanna to counter out Deck
Oh,
Sleep.
that was mean. Yrel jumps over the wall and then gets attacked by the keep and says, "Oh well, I guess I'll just absorb this." That's dirty.
I mean,
cool,
Dauntless
Yrel.
is very, very strong. Gain that 50 physical armor, allows for tower dives at any point. She doesn't care. Why would she?
Yep, she was not impressed by the building whatsoever. So it looks like the hard push is going to come down here bot. That wall is going to go down. Looks like they're probably going to get the fort. I don't think there's anything Blaze can do about it. He's going to hang out and harass them a little bit, but I think that's about all he's going to get done. Well,
And Kael'thas comes in or to save it.
maybe
Looks
they're
like
gonna
Rainbow
save it.
Team is going to be very, very passive. Because they know that they can just slow cook this battle. Rainbow Strike Team's looking for a pick on Blaze, gets an Alarak silence, gets a force wall, but he just walks around.
Had that force wall been a little bit north of there, I think I might have been a little different story there. Alarak's still picking on him.
Sapphire comes out, gets a very nice root, and a morale boost coming in.
Oh, the sleep neutralizes it. Stay a while and listen. Making that blood
Joanna has
loss.
to get out, which removes them a tank, and PSISTORM gets a very, very nice pick, allows to get another pick because of the Zul root and Zul ult, which I don't think is needed, but to secure the kill even more.
I think that Zul poison might also be a little bit of a morale boost. You see that green going everywhere, it just makes you feel good. Everyone on the other team's going to take a little bit of damage there. So we have 13 here for Team Rainbow Strike Go, but PSISTORM's going to get the boss, and with a couple members down, there's nothing the Rainbow Strike Go can do about it. So that boss is going to go blue at the bottom of the map.
Indeed, and it looks like they're hearthing and heading up top lane with Blaze staying bot in order to catch that soak. So that they're going double musk. But it looks like Rel is heading up top to get the soak. But she doesn't know that the enemy is coming.
We'll get the bone prison, and I'm assuming they'll be in
But
need of.
Hand of Freedom.
Yep, Kael'thas doesn't get the gravity lap, so she's able to get away.
Hand of Freedom is a very, very strong ability. Very low cooldown too, but not as low as Bone Prison.
That absorb, nice gravity lap.
But
She gets away.
still a pick.
She gets away if that gravity lapse doesn't land. Well played, Kael'thas. Well played.
They had so much CC and follow-up that Rel couldn't escape all her survivability. And it looks like Deckard is taking it because he knows, I got 10 armor. Haha. Allow your healer, the old man cripple, to tank it.
So the boss at top goes blue just like the bottom one did. We do have Rainbow Strike Go channeling the bottom objective. 40 seconds. PSISTORM's going to be back in time to nullify that, I would think.
Rainbow grabs the camp.
Yeah, getting the camp.
And Rel looks like she's taking on the boss, which is interesting.
Are they conceding that fort, or do you think he's got a shot at actually getting it?
I think that they're conceding the fort by sending Rel there.
Oh, there's your bloodlust.
There's a Bloodlust, but it's a 5v4, so they're not going to be able to do much. But Archon pops up, allows for very high amounts of damage here, along with minus 25 spell armor.
Oh no, the flank by Yrel, is she going to be able to get people into trouble back there?
What she did, actually, was not so much get the enemy team in trouble, but saves her team dying. But she dies.
So we had Deckard nullifying a bloodlust with the Sail One. Listen earlier, And Blaze did a good job of nullifying a big chunk of that by just saying, hey, everybody get in the bunker until this crazy thing is over. Although
Indeed.
Decker's why he stays alive. I thought he was dead. And that's the objective over to PSISTORM. They were able to prevent the channel from Team Rainbow Strike Go. So,
But let's talk about the impact for objective. Rainbow takes down 2 forts, while PSISTORM only takes down 1. But now they have the objective, which allows them to push harder. We'll see how this pans out. With Zool, I think that they're going to be able to take down a large amount of struck.
so Blaze is coming to join the fight, so we will have a good old-fashioned 5v5 here. He comes in with a nice stun.
And the Bloodlust comes out, but they're in the bunker. But then it gets taken out because Stay a While and Listen was interrupted by Arel.
Pyroblast, but Rhaegar is able to get out of that jam. So that won't be available for another 90 seconds now. And they will clean up this mid. We do have the bottom fort. I think that bottom fort is gone. Top keep taking some damage, but they're going to be able to come clean that up. So, actually, no, the keep didn't take any damage. It was the well. Keep is, well, keeps at like 85%. It'll get down to maybe 80% here, and they'll clean it up. And the bottom, I think they're not even going to lose any part of the keep wall here. So, fairly safe, but that does even the map up. We have 3 keeps and a full fort for PSISTORM, 3 keeps and part of a fort for Team Rainbow Strike Go. And we have a Fracas breaking out mid.
Right away, you can see that they're pushing onto the mid fort because they know that they have lane pressure and they have to send someone to deal with it or deal with them. But it looks like the team fight went sour, and now Rainbow takes out 2, 3 full for the price no one.
Zool had a lot of poison coming out there with that Nova, but wasn't enough to take anyone down. Got some people low, but by that point he had a couple of friends that weren't in the fight with him, so it was kind of a foregone conclusion that fight was going to go badly. So if you are Rainbow Strike Go, what do you do here to take advantage of this? Boss isn't up for, well, the bottom boss is up in 7 seconds.
They're taking Siege here, which they probably should have waited for Rel engage. They might have been able to get a pick, but right now it doesn't look like it.
That's really making him think twice with that living bomb, though. No one could decide who wanted to be the one to get on the point, but they do take it. So they'll clean up that camp in no time, but it does take it off the board, so PSISTORM won't be able to use it against them.
Indeed, it looks like PSISTORM has a good wave pushing up top and bot, which gets a little bit of structure damage on the gate.
Camp being taken here by Rainbow Strike Go, as you would expect. And that boss that I talked about, Rainbow Strike Go taking, instead PSISTORM is going to take it. And they're going to clean get away with this because everyone else on the top of the map, and they see, I don't know who they have vision on, but so maybe they're just doing this on faith, but if they did, it worked out for them. Johanna sees them, throws a blind, a little snarky little E there, but the boss still goes blue.
It's a pretty aggressive play, but they knew that they were on the siege camp, which allowed them to get it. But now it looks like they're going for top, or they're just clearing out mid, because they know that that mid wave is going to be a huge problem.
So do you expect a big engage coming up from PSISTORM here in a couple seconds? I would think so.
I do think that there is going to be an engage. They're not going to give up this objective willingly, and I would never expect them to. They have Poison Nova up and every single ult, but there comes the Bloodlust, but a huge sleep allows for a takedown instantly. Blessed Shield goes out, Archon is out, and it looks like PSISTORM.
Urel, however, is in the back line. She's doing some damage now. She's absorbing, so she's getting healthier, while the blue team is getting less healthy. And they don't have an answer for her right now. I think Deckard might be going down. Deckard does go down, and that is a 4-for-1, and that's going to turn the objective red. We do have that boss going bottom, and they, I think the camp will get the keep, and there it goes. So that is the first keep of the game, but they're going to have to play a little defense here.
It seems like a lot of their pressure though, from bottom and top, makes Rainbow's objective a little bit meaningless in terms of those. But it looks like they're going to get a very good push mid and allow them to take this keep.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to get much more than this keep. I think they might have to take this keep and get away. They're definitely not going to be able to take the core. If you're them, do you try and stay and take another keep, or do you fall back and live to fight another day with everyone coming up? Yeah, I think I do too.
I fall back and I take top fort and then move down. With it, I try to push out this fort to a keep, actually.
All right, we'll see if they can pull it off then.
And it looks like they didn't take that much cavalry damage. And they're defending top lane. But it looks like Wave Clear on PSISTORM might be able to take it out before any structure damage is occurring.
We do have 20 here for Rainbow Strike Go, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to make use of it right there. So what do we get? Gladiator's Worst Shot. Oh, Bloodlust is even scarier, 20 now.
Indeed, a 16-second Bloodlust is extremely potent.
Oh, another nice stay a while and listen there too.
With the stay a while and listen popping out prematurely, it might just be. This could be another. And now they're about to get 20s, but PSISTORM is down 2 ults and Rainbow Six Siege. Not Rainbow Six, but Rainbow Siege.
Team Rainbow Strike Go.
Rainbow Strike Go, my apologies, is taking all of their ults out of the equation. Yes, they have Counter-Strike up, that's about it, so their 20 advantage is all but not.
So, PSISTORM has really enjoyed the boss play, so, yeah, Blaze checking the bush, that's a big brain play, doesn't really show up on the score sheet at the end of the night, but that's still a great play, I'd love to see it, well played. And they're gonna
I would take this boss.
Yeah.
This is such a good boss play because they have every single ult. If Blaze was positioned in that bush instead of Zool, I think that they could have won that fight.
So are they going to stay? Looks like they're going to let the boss leash and they're just going to take the team fight here. And is Blaze going to make it out? He does get the
Urel is going to go down. Or at least down in hell.
Yeah, she got caught by the stay a while and listen, but
that's about all.
And they are.
If Zool was able to get Poison Nova off, this might be a completely different. Now Bloodlust is up, but all the ults on PSISTORM are down.
Yeah, in 20 seconds it's going to be the reverse of what we had earlier. Everything's going to be in the chamber for Rainbow Strike Go. So they do have the camp. At this point in the game, you can't concede an objective, right? You have to fight for each one of these objectives.
You have to. If you don't, if you give them an objective, it's game. Unless you have a boss pushing on core, you don't give up objective.
Speaking of bosses, we have one pushing on the keep. I don't know. I think they might be able to save the keep. We'll see how much damage that boss can throw out. We have 35 seconds left on that channel there. There are only 3 members of Rainbow Strike Go there, so if they go now, they might be able to catch them in a 5v3. I like the thought of getting that camp. I'm not so sure I'm a fan of sending Urel and Rhaegar back to get that, though, because it leaves them outnumbered here. And so we're going to get the channel from PSISTORM, so 17 seconds left. So that objective will still have a little ways to go. They're going to take the boss. Can they take the boss and then get back before the... No, I think they were just checking the boss.
They were checking the boss because right now Rainbow has an advantage. Although slight, they have an advantage. But it looks like bot lane is being pushed, but mid lane for Rainbow is pushing on PSISTORM. But with one keep down, bot lane has no pressure, no threat to the core.
And we have 10 heroics available, so I expect everyone to press their R button. There goes the Bloodlust. There goes the Poison Over damage. There goes Archon. Ooh,
and everything was put onto the Rel with Absorption, which allows for the Pyroblast to mean nothing, which means that this map goes to Rainbow.
Yep, they're just going to walk in on the core. I don't think they'll even need to take the second keep down at this point.
No. And it looks like we're going on to game number 3. Very exciting match right here.
It was very, very back and forth. They take Rainer out. Poor Rainer. He just wanted to hang around to see the end of the game. They said no. Sit down, Jimmy. Alright, so that takes us to a third game. Tied up at 1. So let's head over to the scoreboard. And with the power invested in me by the Casters Association, I will give that over to the red team. So Team Rainbow Strike Go ties it up, and we go to a third game. Let's take a quick look at the stats here. We just look at damage. So Kel'Thas led everyone in damage by a fairly healthy margin, but unfortunately that wasn't enough for them to take the map. I think if I've got to pick an MVP, I'll let you pick an MVP this time. Who do you give it to that game?
Well, actually, I think it's Rel. She did a lot of disruption, and she was the one person who just was always there in the backline, disrupting everyone, making sure everyone focused on her, which the only way to counter an Rel is to not hit her. Honestly. That's how you win against a Rel. Just don't worry about her. She's just a little insect in your face that's unkillable.
So PSISTORM has said they want first pick here, so that'll leave the map pick up to Team Rainbow Strike Go. So we'll see where we are going here. And they're still deciding here. So what do we have available here on the board? We've got Dragonshire left, we've got Battlefield of Eternity left, we have Tomb of the Spider Queen left, and we have Volskaya Foundry here. I don't know, Alterac is a really kind of a big map, and Volskaya is kind of a big map too. I think if you went on Alterac, maybe you'd be comfortable moving to Volskaya, but maybe not. I don't know what these guys play, what they're comfortable with. So
Volskaya isn't actually that big. It's actually shorter because of the conveyor belts as well. So you also have to keep that into consideration. Mid and top are pretty close together, like Tomb of the Spider Queen, but there's a large distance between mid and bot. But the conveyor belt connects them, so it's a medium map in my not something like Cursed Hollow or Alterac.
Yeah, that's a good point. It does bring the lanes a little closer, even if they're not geographically closer. But it's got giant robots on it, so it can't be too small. I mean, you gotta have room for the giant robots. So that's my point. All right, teams still deciding where we're gonna go. We're not gonna get to play on Braxis. I don't know what the hatred is for Braxis. And guess where we're going this map, everyone? We're going to Volskaya Foundry.
Volskaya.
And that is picked by Rainbow Strike Go. So let's get a lobby in here. Let's get the teams in here. Ooh. Should I create the game on the Volskaya Foundry sandbox and see if anybody notices? Probably a bad idea.
You'll have all the power.
Oh, don't give me the power. I can't be trusted with the power. Let me send a link out. And we're going to take a quick little break here, so we'll give you guys something cool to watch, and we will be right back. Alright, and we're back. The teams are filing into the lobby as we speak. They probably don't want me playing, so I should make myself an observer, I think. So what do you look to see out of this game draft-wise? Do you think we go the way we've been going, or do you think there are any changes to the draft for this map?
Well, I think that both teams would be strong on this map as well, but I think that Rainbow had the counter to the other team.
Yeah, I think we're in for a good match here. These teams are really both have brought it here. It doesn't look like a 1 versus 5 in the standings match to me. Both these teams said standings be damned. We're just going to go out and we're going to play hard. Love to see it. Teams are slow getting in here. They might still be toweling off or getting a nice frosty beverage after that intense matchup. Can't say I blame them.
It was an intense game.
It was. Alright, I think everyone is here.
Make sure on the right teams then.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And swaps with Panda Supreme, I think. I think we're all correct there. Ron with that different portrait is confusing me. I'm going to give him 5 demerits for not matching the rest of his team. The first pick is PSISTORM. That is correct. See if the teams are ready. So do you put a respect ban on Urel here after that second game?
I think that PSISTORM isn't yet ready to deal with an Urel. The Urel was just too much of a burden on their team with Hand of Freedom, countering that Zool, and also just disrupting the backline in general.
Alright, teams are ready. So we are on our way to...
Oof, we lost someone.
We did. We lost someone, didn't we? Did the game start? I heard the sound of the game start, and I don't have the start game button anymore.
Yeah, someone disconnected from the lobby, though.
So do we have to remake the game?
No. We just have to start the game again once they get in.
Alright. There we go. We could tell you who to blame, but we'll leave that as a mystery. You guys can talk it up in chat. Who do you think it is, though? We'll see if anybody gets it right. See if they're coming back. And I've been told it was not Ron, so you now have a 1 in 9 chance of guessing it. So what do you guys think in chat? This has been an entertaining series so far. I have certainly enjoyed it. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Still waiting on our 10th to get in here. If you're on the East Coast, thanks for staying up after midnight. Appreciate it. I'm here in Central, so it's getting a little late, but I'll be okay. I've got some caffeine.
I think that calls for a break because Xeno has no internet.
Okay, well, we are going to take a little bit of a break here while we get this sorted out, and I'll give you guys some cool music to listen to, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. We're out of our little break there. Looks like the
And I am back.
teams. Perfect timing. So teams are ready. We're gonna press the start button. Hopefully nothing goes wrong this time. And we are going to Volskaya Foundry. Cross your fingers, and we are good to go, it appears.
Wonderful. So Volskaya Foundry, a huge team fight map. If you win, this is where you need to get the objective. As well as all the camps at all the time.
And Urel gets that respect band.
They did not want to deal with her.
Can't say I disagree, to be completely honest there. So who do we get rid of? They broke up the Jaina Raynor combo last game, so I wonder if they'll ban one of them. They get rid of the ETC like they did the last ban, so that's probably a smart ban. They did let Johanna through earlier, but they do have first pick on PSISTORM, so maybe they have a Johanna player, so maybe they'll let her hang out there. I think every team has someone who's capable of playing Johanna.
Every tank main should play Johanna.
Yeah. Maybe not exclusively, but you better at least know how to play her if she's available.
She is, in my opinion, the strongest tank.
I'm not going to disagree. I love playing Johanna.
And he broke again.
Oh no, Xeno Ender. Busted. Alright. So teams are getting everything set up to go. It looks like it was the same person, so looks like the other team has figured out their IP address and they're hitting it with that low orbital ion cannon there to make sure they win the game. That's a lot of trouble to go to just to win a game of HOTS, but I guess sometimes it's important. I should probably make note of the band, so we went Euro, and then ETC, and we didn't get the third band off the board, did we? It was just Euro and ETC.
Don't.
Yeah, if someone else was banned, I didn't see it. It's not really my job to police that. I'm just making notes here in case they ask. So I'll let them. I will let them figure that out. We are just here to report and observe and bring sick HOTS action. Are we the last game of the night? I don't think anyone else had a later game. I wonder if there are any games still going on. Not that I would suggest someone go to another game. I'm just idly curious.
We're pretty cool here.
Yep. And we are
Talk about strategy all day.
So, what's one strategy that you have for Volskaya Foundry that you may not have on the other map? Something you would do differently here?
So, one thing that you want to really focus on is getting the support can. Like, if the enemy team is ganking your soul laner, let the soul laner deal with it. Grab the support camp. It's free! You also want to be able to grab your camps as much as you can, waiting on the siege camp until your enemies take the siege camp, and then letting it go. Because if you put yours out after them, their siege camp will push on your fort, which will allow fort damage to damage it, and push your siege camp up further.
So I know that's a strategy where if you have two camps opposing each other in the same lane, you want to be the second one to take that. You don't want to be the first one. Is it magnified a little bit on this map, or is that something that just generally applies to all the maps?
It's the only thing that you want to focus on for that camp. That's the only way that camp is going to get value. It does very little damage, but if you have extended team fights on the objective, you want to be able to make sure that the top lane is secure. But you also want to be able to get turret camps,
support camps. These items are extremely important in every team fight.
So, since you play up in Div B and you're well above my silver ranking, what are some of the differences that you see watching a game down here in Division D? Something that maybe, yeah, I probably wouldn't see that in B, or it's done differently, or we see different heroes banned or different heroes taken. What's the biggest thing that's jumped out at you as we go through this match?
A big thing that I'm seeing is that there's a lot less anchoring in bushes, getting vision with the tank, and sometimes the tank puts off a little bit of displacement that isn't needed, or someone else face checks a bush that they probably shouldn't. They should use an ability. It's mostly about gameplay that they do, where you don't want to face check bushes. Sometimes you don't want to be there. Sometimes there's overextending, but a lot of it is kind of the same gameplay.
Got it. So we
They,
talked.
there,
I'm sorry. Go
of
ahead.
course, there are missed opportunities as well, but that's about it.
All right. And it looks like everyone is back and connected to the interwebs.
He's back, and I believe that was another 5 minutes.
Yes, I believe you are correct.
All right, we'll try it.
All right, so make sure both teams are ready. We're still waiting on. Excuse me. Apologies. All right.
Skittles gang is ready.
And so is PSISTORM, so let's grip it and rip it, shall we?
All right. We'll see if this works. And the one thing that I really question, or at least noticed, is that the map is named Volskaya Foundry, yet the announcer says Volskaya Industry. I don't think that happens with any other map.
You know I'm never going to be able to unhear that now. Thank you for putting that in my head. I appreciate it. And the first band's to URL and ETC, so looks like we're playing it back properly. And Rhaegar, so no more bloodlust. I know that crazy big call to action, happy morale nonsense. And we get rid of Garage. So team's snapping through that first round of bans. They know what they want to do. Pop, pop, pop.
They do.
Johanna's available. Do we take Johanna first here? Who knows?
I would definitely take Joanna here. This is a definitely easy one. They're already choking out all the tanks. So if you pick Joanna, you have tank priority, and they have nothing in the tank.
Look at us with the big brains. We called that one. We should buy lottery tickets or something. Although that's a pretty easy call to make. Nobody really went out on a limb to say, yeah, I think we're going to take Johanna. Pretty safe one there.
We're going to see Tastar again, aren't we?
We could. He got some value that last game.
Now, what would be really fun is if someone chose Probius.
Sylvanas and Stukov. I wonder if we'll see those big fat turrets with Merc Queen.
And they go again.
If I had Calliope music, I would play it, but I do not.
Wow, 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 wow. So, we could reschedule the third game, or take the point.
If they do want to, I don't know what, I do not know what the rules say if they're allowed to reschedule the third game. Or if they do, I'd be happy to come back for it.
You can reschedule the third game if both captains agree to it, or they could just take the forfeit at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Teams are deciding what we're gonna do here. It is a little bit late. I guess this match is just about 90 minutes old at this point. I think we started at 10. And I think we burned through, what, 10 minutes of fun?
It looks like they're going to go with 4 games, or 3 games tomorrow, because they want to do that one. Their third game tomorrow, and then do it. Yeah, they have another game tomorrow against each other.
which
Yeah.
is hilarious and going to be entertaining.
Yeah, that was the thing. We talked about it before the cast and forgot to mention it that these teams do hook up tomorrow. So yeah, you could see a 4 game set. Like if you rain out, you play doubleheader the next game. Old school baseball. All the time, Ektar is casting that game. I don't know if he'll want to pick up all 4. If he'll want me to grab the. Oh, I can't. I'm playing tomorrow night. I can't cast it. So I'll have to lean on Ektar and say, hey, you want to pick up a 4th game? Okay, guys. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to send everyone in chat to bed without knowing how this match goes out. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep.
It actually isn't going out. It goes out to Rainbow Skittles team. I mean, Rainbow Straight Go. And they're going to be taking the forfeit point. So it is 2-1 victory for Rainbow.
Okay, so I guess I apologize. We won't have to to send you home not knowing. So you said the point goes to Rainbow Strike Go.
And
So
it looks like they're going to be picking up this tie because they went 1-1 today, and they're going to try to do it tomorrow in the rematch. Hopefully with better internet.
cool. Okay, well, I think that's probably going to do it for us. Everyone is getting off to bed, so I don't think we'll have a post game interview or anything. Vivanche, I would like to thank you for hanging out. I picked up a lot of little pointers there, and I think the strategy. I mean, it's always nice to hear from someone who plays in a different division, has a different perspective, and obviously, you're really really good at this game. So thanks a lot for stopping by. The doors always open. If you ever want to stop by and co-cast again, by all means, let me know.
All right, man. Thank you for casting and having me, and I can't wait to see more NGS games. And
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here at chat. Thanks everyone for coming out, and we'll catch you next time. Everyone stay safe and have fun in your games. Good night.